Welcome back. The nation's artisans were out in full display as Seydu hosted another arts and crafts village. There we found two unique exhibitors. Now, how many years you've been in the business of art?
That's always a very difficult thing to ask an artist. We'll always say a lifetime. But actually living on my art, I would say about between 6 and 10 years, off and on, Yeah.
How difficult is that? Because we know that, especially for those who are just starting out, the idea of living off the passion is not always very practicable. So how have you been able to sustain?
Let's put it like this. They say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes everybody you know to support an artist.
But for you, the passion keeps, it intensifies as well as the craft evolves. So talk to us about how you've been able to maintain that work.
The thing is, basically, number one, the inspiration is here. I really started painting when I came back to St. Lucia. So as far as the inspiration is concerned, that's not a problem because we are where we are. But one of the main things is that every time somebody buys a painting or buys a piece of jewelry, that gives you the inspiration, gives you the incentive to carry on. So that's the magical thing about living off my work. And I've got a lot of support, a lot of enthusiasm, and I just keep going.
And today you are exhibiting and you have your jewelry pieces, and they're quite interesting, and it's not the run-of-the-mill jewelry that someone would come across. So talk to us about the material that you use to make the pieces and the idea behind it.
Okay, number one, I like to work with Calabash because it's light, it's easy. I don't like to saw. I find it very difficult because I still like to use my fingers so that I can hold a fine paintbrush. And it's very easy to wear. When you have a piece of Calabash on, the natural side of it, the inner side of it, almost feels like velvet next to your skin. So I think that's very nice. And what I've done this time is I've really concentrated on the shape and color. So I thought it would be nice to be almost wearing an abstract piece of art that constantly moves. That's why sometimes I have double pieces, double colors. So as you're walking, it changes shape. The simpler the piece, the more work there is. Sometimes I have left the calabash absolutely natural because every piece, every calabash is different. It has its own identity. You have different trees. You have green ones, you have brown ones, and you have some that actually have patterns that look like waves through them. So I've used that, and then I've worked a little bit with pigments. I like to work with pigments because you get the intensity of color. So sometimes with gold and sometimes with all of the colors, I've just mixed them up so much. And that's it. This is the result.
I'm Joshua George, and the name of my business is Helen's Craft.
Why Helen's Craft?
Well, the idea was to develop craft that is original, and since St. Lucia is known as the Helen of the West, then that's the way I came up with the name, actually.
Now, original, absolutely. I don't think anyone can fault and say, well, okay, I've seen this before, certainly not in this fashion. So talk to me about what you brought, what you showcasing today.
Well, I have a few gift items, and we have some original craft items also. And we have stuff made from coconut shell, like the earrings, and I really try to bring it forward in a way that is different, so I could keep it interesting and original.
So how long have you been at this craft?
Well, I've been the type of creative person since I know myself, but lately I started this business just probably a couple years ago, and actually I'm always looking for an avenue to vent my creativity, and I have found such an avenue. That's one such avenue, and there are others, which are...
Such as?
Well, I'm involved in, sewing and, making up uniforms and special garments. special occasions and whatnot. And I'm also, good in the kitchen also. So it's anything I put my hands on, I try to do it to the best of my ability. I am the person who loves to create, I love to invent, I love to bring things into existence, because I keep away from what is already existing, because I think there are a lot more designs out there. In the design world, the designs are infinite, and there are different ways to bring over different concepts which could really be captivating, and this is one such thing I'm really aiming to do.
And talk to us about what you use, the material that you use for the coffins.
Well, the material that I use is strictly local material. I use the white cedar and the coconut shell.
Now the coconut shell might even say, wow, how do you even get it to be refined? Because when you look at it and it's just this rough piece of thing. So how do you work with that and get it to do what you want it to do?
Well, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of work is placed into it to give it that sort of smooth finish, so that you can, apply whatever different type of finish, final finish that you want. But you have to keep on, removing the rough outer surface until you could get that high gloss surface that could, makes it really attractive and beautiful, yeah.
So how can one find your pieces?
Well, presently I am operating from home. I do not have an outlet as yet, but I live at Rosalie, St. John Street. Yeah.
Recorded.
And from inspired craft to a musical group that has inspired a whole new generation of artists, Motown's biggest selling group, the Commodores, reminded the world why, after more than 3 decades, they are still relevant.
And the name of it is... Oh, you know what, JD? I wish the world had all happy, happy people. And well, wish to you. Oh, everybody sing it. Sing it, everybody. Well, come on. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sweet love. Sweet love. Put me in the side. Say, Lucia, wave your hands if you love somebody. Sweet, yes, sweet, sweet, sweet love. I want to talk about. I want
tell you I can still groove to that. Up next, Poetry in Bloom.